Pokémon Yellow, the pinnacle of Gen 1. Better graphics, new content, and we have the most famous Pokémon ever as a sidekick. You ever dream of catching all the Pokémon in Yellow? Me too! So let's start Pokémon Red. Here's the thing, not every Pokémon is available in Yellow, so we have to play both Red and Blue anyway in order to get version exclusives. Is it silly? Yes. But I love silly things, so let's obtain every single Pokémon by getting a Living Pokédex in Pokémon Yellow. Speaking of silly, the name of my starter Pokémon certainly is not. The first major area we get to in our journey is Viridian Forest, as we need to obtain a very important Pokémon, Weedle. Seriously, the Beedrill line does not appear in Yellow. This capture is the perfect time to explain these counters. See, a Living Pokédex means we want to have every form of every evolution line. So, we have a counter that shows how many Pokémon we currently have, and how many Pokémon are in the form we need them to be in. For example, our Fireman is only a Charmander, but I intend to have it as a Charizard in the Living Dex, which is why we only have one living Pokémon, yet 2 owned. It will make sense with time, don't worry. We actually need more than Weedle in the forest, but we will be coming back anyway. Since the way forward is blocked until we beat Brock, we grind a bit until Fireman learns an actual good move, then take down the Rock Gym leader. Next up, Mount Moon. We encounter the first of many Zubat here, and we do not catch it. This Pokémon is available in Yellow, so why bother catching it in Red just to trade it? In fact, we will be avoiding most Pokémon, like this Paras, which we only catch for cut later. What we are looking for from our Red and Blue playthroughs are the choices, the starters, evolutions, and fossils, as well as version exclusives, and some additional trades for Pokémon that require a lot of XP and could benefit from the traded bonus. Speaking of choices, we get the Healing Fossil. We will eventually obtain 4 fossils, so it doesn't matter which one we pick right now. The next to town is Cerulean City, whose gym is going to be a tough one considering our main Pokémon is a literal fireman. So we skip Misty for now in favor of the rival. The fight doesn't go amazingly, but we have one of the best Pokémon in Gen 1 to cover our back.
Eesh. Oh, come on. Oh, I thought a critical hit would work. Ah, crap. Can we do this? Paras, I take everything back. You're good. You're a powerful Pokemon. You can win this. Come on, bro. Oh, well done. Should I keep Paras?
We then go through a gauntlet of trainers on the way to Bill's house, where we get the coveted SSN ticket. After training this hard, surely we are strong enough to conquer the Water-type gym, right? Okay, just forget about it for now. What we need is the strongest move in all of Gen 1, which means a trip to Vermilion City. We pick up the bike voucher, then it is cruising time on the SSN. This room contains the best TM ever, and is so easily obtained too. Body Slam. This turns the following rival fight into a joke. How the tables have turned. We can now teach Cut to our trusty Paras and come back to the Water-type gym for round 2. Oh, that's right. We are strong now. Now that we have enough money to stock up on balls, it is time to fulfill our purpose in life, catching Pokemon. We use Diglett's Cave to go back to Viridian Forest and complete the captures we avoided our first time through. This includes a Pikachu we will evolve into a Raichu, and 2 Kakuna, one of which will eventually become a Beedrill. We then go to Route 11 to catch Ekans, which is one of the 3 Red version exclusives, as well as a Drowsy, which is not exclusive, but could benefit from the Trade XP boost to evolve. Back to the plot, which means Route 9, east of Cerulean City. You probably noticed we skipped the Electric-type gym. There's a simple reason for that. We do not need to beat it. In fact, we will skip most of the gym leaders in the game except 3. Brock, as it is mandatory to progress, Misty, in order to use Cut, and later on, Koga, in order to use Surf. This is because we are not looking to beat the game, but simply obtain Surf to gain access to the Power Plant and Cinnabar Island. Something else we are skipping is the HM Flash, because there is just no way we are catching 10 Pokemon before Rock Tunnel. So instead, we stumble in the dark. Honestly, I've played Gen 1 so many times, I don't even need Flash, or a map even. Also, at some point, Kakuna evolves into my secret favorite Pokemon, so that's one more for the Living Dex. On the other side of the tunnel, we stop by Route 8 in order to catch another Ekans. We need this one in particular because it is level 17. Even with the traded XP boost, it doesn't hurt to skip a few levels if we can. And we finally get to Celadon City. First order of business, we buy a Water Stone, get a free EV on a random desk, and obtain my actual favorite Pokemon, Vaporeon. Phew! We now have a Lyra-certified Living Pokédex. With renewed confidence, we go to the basement of the Celadon Game Corner, aka the Super Spinny Fun Lab, in order to defeat a bunch of Team Rocket goons, as well as their leader Giovanni, with the goal of obtaining the Silph Scope. This leads to Fireman evolving into Charizard, +1 for the Living Pokédex. Next, we bribe a guard with a fancy $250 Pokédollars bottle of water in order to gain access to Saffron City. While the Psychic Gym is locked until we rid the town of Team Rocket, the Fighting Dojo is always open. This is fantastic, as it is the only building we need to enter in Saffron City. On top of this, we can be extra efficient and skip most of the dojo fights. We use our freshly evolved fire-breathing lizard to get rid of a couple of martial artists and pick up Hitmonlee. Onto the not-so-creepy Pokemon Tower. I say that because we destroy Blue, obliterate the Channelers, and annihilate the Rocket Goons. Once we obtained the Pokeflute from Mr. Fuji, we are done with the story. That's right, we do not need to defeat Giovanni in the Silph Company building, and we have one gym left to beat, which we now have access to. In fact, the reason we went through the Team Rocket hideout is only because we needed the Silph Scope. But if I had decided to use the Pokédoll glitch, we could have skipped an even bigger part of the game. But we will not be abusing glitches in this Living Pokédex challenge. The Pokeflute allows us to grab the Super Rod from the Fishing Guru on Route 12. We need said fishing rod to fish a Poliwhirl in Celadon City. Why? You'll see in just a moment. Then we make our way to Fuchsia City through the cycling road. Oh wait, I forgot to trade the voucher for a bike. We have everything we need. I'm just going to use this tiny little glitch this one time. We will not be abusing glitches in this Living Pokédex challenge. After a fun ride down the cycling road, we run to the Fuchsia City Gym to defeat Koga. Unfortunately, my Oonga Boonga strategy is foiled by a single minimize. Let's try again, but without letting Koga set up this time. There we go. Now that we can use Surf, we need to actually obtain it. Onwards to the Safari Zone, where we get the HM and immediately teach it to our trusty Vaporeon. We are not quite done here, as we also need to catch the toughest Pokemon to evolve in the entirety of Gen 1, Dratini. The challenge comes from the fact we need 40 levels with the slowest XP curve. So we get Dratini in Red to benefit from the very necessary 1.5 times bonus XP. Our next destination is our goal from the beginning of this save file, Cinnabar Island, in order to revive the Helix fossil. And here I make a discovery. We cannot traverse the Seafoam Islands from Fuchsia City without strength. Did you know that? I always thought it was only necessary to get to Articuno, but no, the current prevents us from traversing the cave. Alright, then time to go back the old-fashioned way, as we don't have access to fly. Which means, it doesn't count as a glitch. I have the voucher, it doesn't count. We will not be abusing glitches in this Living Pokédex challenge. Going back on foot is perfectly fine, as we need to go back to Cerulean City in order to trade Poliwhirl for Jinx, a trade exclusive to Red and Blue. We also need to go east of the city to surf to the power plant. No legendary bird shenanigans. We are only here to catch the third and final Red exclusive Pokemon, Electabuzz. Now we go back all the way through Cerulean City, Vermilion City, Diglett's Cave, Viridian City, and Pallet Town so we can surf south to Cinnabar Island. While we are here, there's a small patch of grass where we can catch a high-level Pidgeotto that we will evolve later. Level 32 is the maximum we can find, but 30 is good enough. We finally arrive to Cinnabar Island, our last destination. Before we revive our fossil, we have a few remaining captures left in Pokémon Red. So we enter Pokémon Mansion, walk up to the 3rd floor, and get coughing, wheezing, and a high-level Ponyta, which is surprisingly rare. This takes some time, but it is worth it, because after reviving the Helix fossil into Ammonite, we can use the 4 rare candies we picked up throughout our adventure to evolve our fresh Ponyta into a stunning Rapidash. With 18 Pokemon owned and 13 part of the Living Dex, it is now time to start over. That's right, we need more save files in Red because of all the choices. Thankfully, we only need 3 Pokemon, since we have caught most of what we wanted already. Our main goal here is another Ammonite, because eggs don't exist in Gen 1. This time, our starter will be... I have a history with grass starters. I don't care for them, and they don't care for me either. Case in point, we lose the very first rival fight. Fortunately, the rest of the early game goes smoothly, as grass types obliterates the first gym. The gameplay is not the most thrilling, but Bulbasaur gets the job done. Next stop on our critical path is Mount Moon, where we pick up the precious Helix fossil. Then Cerulean City's gym leader Misty, who doesn't put up much of a fight either. We can now use Cut to access Rock Tunnel, but we first need to obtain it, which means SSN, which means Helping Bill, which means Rival Fight. I guess there is something to this poison powder leech seed strategy, huh? We get the tickets, and it's on to Vermilion City. Okay, bike voucher. This time, I won't forget to get the bike. I will not forget. Ooh, big boat! You know what this means. Body slam. And another rival fight. We are even stronger this time. And we have Cut now. The best part is that we don't even need an HM expert. Ivysaur will do it all. The drawback is that we still don't have 10 Pokemon in our Pokédex before Rock Tunnel, so we get another Pitch Black adventure. And it is in complete darkness that we evolve Psy into Venusaur, the first of 3 Pokemon we need to acquire this save file. The second one is available as soon as we arrive in Celadon City. We pick up Eevee, purchase a Thunderstone, and bam! Jolteon. That's 2 out of 3. The remaining Pokemon is Ammonite, which we already have the fossil for. So, from here, our critical path to Cinnabar Island is as follows. We go through the Super Spinny Fun Lab for the Sylph Scope, then the Pokemon Tower for the Pokéflute.
Okay, let's not miss any moves. Let's not miss any moves. Damn it! Ah, and then we fall asleep. Alright. Well, that's just GG, huh? Oh my god, don't! Oh my god! What is it with Sand Attack? Like, how much does it reduce your accuracy by? Because every time I get hit with one Sand Attack in Gen 1, it always looks like I'm at 20% accuracy. It's crazy. Alright, Execute, could you please just faster? Just if you want to damage me, just do it faster. I don't have all day. Oh, I swear. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. How many turns of sleep did we get? Was it max the first time and like pretty long this time? Last time? Yeah. Just sleep all the turns, man. Like it's not like I need to attack anyway. It doesn't matter. Let's just yep. No, it's good. Just keep hitting me. It's awesome. Yep. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Game, please. Could you not waste my time? Oh my god, just what is happening? I cannot get a single hit. A single hit. How many misses was that? 4? I just want to hit once. We got hit with a single Sand Attack. What happened? Yeah, no, it's good. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for another miss. I swear. Oh, finally. Jeez. Don't even, Gyarados. I'm not in the mood.
After this gigantic waste of time, we head south to obtain the Super Rod once again, because we need a water type for Surf. Now, we go through the cycling road using... Oh, I forgot again! I got distracted by Big Boat! I mean, I still have the voucher. That counts. Then we fight Koga for his badge. It's a bummer about Toxic, as we don't need to fight a single trainer after defeating him, so the TM just goes to waste. What we need is an HM, Surf to be exact, which we can find in the Safari Zone. While we're there, we catch a duck to use it on. Time to go all the way back to Pallet Town. You may be wondering if backtracking through most of the game is actually faster than defeating Lieutenant Surge, getting Fly, and catching a Flying-type Pokemon. I didn't actually time it, but this avoids the awful trash can puzzle, so the choice is pretty easy. We eventually arrive at Cinnabar Island. All of this just for an Ammonite. We give it a few rare candies in order to jumpstart the lengthy evolution process ahead of us. And that's it for this playthrough. We are not quite done with Pokémon Red yet though. What's left, you ask? The starter Pokémon! We need 3 extra save files with just the starters. Here's how it goes. We start the game, run in tall grass, Oak forcibly brings us to his lab, we pick up a starter, in this case Charmander, fight the rival, make a quick trip to Viridian City for Oak's parcel, return to Oak's lab to deliver said parcel in exchange for the Pokédex, which unlocks trading, then go to Viridian City's Pokémon Center, and that's it. This process takes less than 10 minutes. Rinse and repeat for Squirtle and Bulbasaur. The silliest part is that these 3 Pokémon don't even count for the Living Dex, because they will eventually evolve into their second form. Still, this marks the end of Pokémon Red in our Pokémon Yellow Living Pokédex. Can we play Yellow now? Not yet. We still need to play Blue to get the Pokémon exclusives to that version. So, time to start the penultimate playthrough of our Gen 1 Living Dex with my favorite starter, Squirtle. We name it appropriately. At this point, you know the critical path, so we can go through this save file quickly. Brock is once again a pushover, thanks to our Water-type starter, which evolves into Wartortle during the Route 3 Gauntlet before Mount Moon. In Mount Moon itself, we catch a Zubat in order to have a Pokémon that can use Cut. Except I forgot Zubat cannot actually learn Cut, so that's a complete waste. At the end of the cave, we mix things up and obtain our first Dome Fossil. Misty's fight is a Water type against another Water type, so I hope you brought a pillow. Next, we have Bill for the ticket and SSN for Body Slam. Cut. We still need a Pokemon that can use it, so here's a Bellsprout on Route 5 that will do the trick. Skip to Rock Tunnel, which is as dark as ever. Once on the other side though, we have our first difference from the previous Red playthroughs. This time, we stop on Route 8 to catch a couple of Meowth. One for the Living Dex, and one we will evolve into Persian. That's 2 version exclusives in the bag. Keep that bag open as we arrive in Celadon City, which means we get the final evolution. If you paid attention, you know which one remains. You also know what we do from here. Super Speedy Fun Lab for the Sylph Scope, Pokemon Tower for the Pokeflute, Rival Fight for free XP, Cycling Road for the glitch. You know, I didn't even bother with the voucher this time. I have been using this glitch in every save file so far. Feel free to pretend I did the thing I'm supposed to. We will not be abusing glitches. This time, we go to the Safari Zone first, because we can actually use Surf as a powerful attacking move against Koga. It works wonders, as this is our easiest Koga fight yet. Back to Pallet Town, Surf to Cinnabar Island, you know the drill. And now, let's get the last 2 Pokemon we need. First, we give the Dome Fossil to the Scientist, and when he politely tells us to leave for a bit, we take a small trip to the 3rd floor of the Pokemon Mansion to catch Magmar, the 3rd and final Blue exclusive Pokemon. Except I run out of balls, so we don't catch this Magmar, we catch this Magmar. Finally, we pick up our revived Kabuto and feed it a few rare candies to celebrate the end of our second to last Gen 1 play. After 6 different save files, we end up with 30 Pokemon owned, with 19 part of the Living Pokédex. The Pokemon we have yet to evolve are the 3 starters into their second forms, Pidgeot, Arbok, Raichu, Persian, Hypno, Omastar, Kabutops, and Dragonite. The playthroughs of Red and Blue are done. We can now start playing the version we have been preparing for this entire time. The reason we are doing this challenge in the first place. Pokémon Yellow. Next time. Haha! See, it's a reference to the previous video, and also an excuse to fragment the journey. If I don't, it will take months. between videos because I'm so slow. It has happened before. I'm working on it.